with you guys today. The WNBA has elected to kick the can down the road. They have officially offered the players a 30-day extension on the current CBA deal. The only question remaining, will the players accept? Will the players say, you know what? We're good here. Why bother? Or will the players say, you know what? Maybe they will give us what we want. Maybe we don't have to.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today we're diving into absolute chaos in the WNBA. The league just offered players a 30-day extension on their current CBA deal, and let me tell you, it was dead on arrival. I'm talking brutally rejected before it even had a chance to breathe. This isn't just about money anymore. This is about power, leverage, and a complete revolution happening right before our eyes. Let's get into it. So here's what went down.
An extension to the players. Will the players accept it? I don't believe these players are going to accept it. We're going to get into it and break it down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. Let's go. Let's take off. So we have Alexa Philippou announcing here. Breaking, the WNBA has offered players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations for a new CBA, sources told ESPN. Time is ticking for a resolution, one way or another, with Friday's deadline rapidly.
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert thought she could buy some time by offering players a quick 30-day extension to keep negotiating. The deadline was Friday, tensions were high, and she probably figured, hey, let's just extend this, cool things down, and work it out. But she completely misread the room. The players weren't just pushing back, they were on a whole different level. Sources told ESPN that the players might consider an extension, but only under the right circumstances. And then they dropped the hammer. Those circumstances do not exist. Period. No sugarcoating. No, maybe later. Just a flat-out rejection.
Sources told ESPN, time is ticking for a resolution one way or another, with Friday's deadline rapidly approaching. Very, very interesting. We saw that they weren't going to reach an agreement by Friday, earlier today, reported by Underdog Sports and many others. But just because they didn't reach an agreement doesn't necessarily mean that an extension wouldn't be coming sometime along the road. And it is officially here. Will the players accept? A source said the players may be willing to consider an extension, quote.
Aaron Drake, the senior advisor for the Players Association, came out and said it publicly. There wasn't going to be a deal by Friday. He pointed out that despite all the hard work the players put in, they just weren't feeling the same urgency from the league. It was like watching someone show up to a dance competition and realize their partner didn't even practice. The vibe was completely off, and then things got messy. Real messy.
Announcing here. Breaking, the WNBA has offered players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations for a new CBA, sources told ESPN. Time is ticking for a resolution, one way or another, with Friday's deadline rapidly approaching. Now, this does not mean that there's going to be a new deal. This does not mean the players will even agree to this. I believe the WNBA players are going to want to hold the league's feet to fire on this and not sign a deal. Let's take a look at what else she posted here.
This turned into a full-blown public argument with both sides slinging accusations at each other.
A source said the players may be willing to consider an extension, quote, under the right circumstances, but they feel, quote, those circumstances do not yet exist. What are those circumstances? All right, we're willing to an extension, But does that mean that you're going to give us A, B, and we're just extending to iron out C? Does that mean you're going to give us A and C and we're extending to iron out B? What is the crux of them saying, yes, we'll agree to the extension, or no, we won't?
Drake basically said the WNBA was dragging its feet, not serious about getting a real deal done. The league wasn't having it. They fired back hard, accusing the players of spreading public misinformation and trying to manipulate public opinion.
Agree to this. I believe the WNBA players are going to want to hold the league's feet to fire on this and not sign a deal. Let's take a look at what else she posted here, where she said a source said the players may be willing to consider, they might be willing to consider it under the right circumstances, but they feel those circumstances do not yet exist. So I showed y'all where they said L. Duncan said, oh, well, the players and the owners are speaking two different languages. How are you going to come to an agreement?
A league spokesperson straight up told the union to stop misleading people and actually sit down for constructive negotiations.
To the 50-50 split, okay. I see what it is. We're not going to agree to the extension. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What would be holding the players back from saying, yes, we agreed to an extension. Let's try to iron out this deal so there is no lockout. Right? They'll still be able to negotiate if there's a lockout. However, players won't be able to head to the facility. They won't be able to get treatment. They won't be able to train with the team, with the staff. So there is some things to lose if there is a lockout. Sources: WNBA offers players extension on C.
They even called out Nneka Ogwumike for constantly name-dropping Caitlin Clark as a tactic. That's when you know it's personal. But here's where it gets petty.
These players, I believe, they think they have all the leverage with Project B and Unrivaled. I thoroughly, truly believe that. And before we even get to the ESPN article, let's take a look at a post that was put up here. This is by a dude, Jacob Feldman. Okay. And here's what he had to say. Breaking: I'm told the WNBA has offered players an extension to the CBA, which is set to expire Friday. The Players Association has not accepted the deal and are not planning to.
The WNBA said they sent over a proposal way back on October 1st.
In 2019, before the new deal was signed in January 2020. It would also shelve concerns over a potential work stoppage, either a strike initiated by the players or a lockout initiated by the owners. Alexa, if there's no CBA deal, the players can't strike because it would be a lockout. The players would be locking them out. The players' time to strike was during the season. Give us what we want or we're not playing. That's the time to strike. That time has come and that time has gone. What, they're going to agree to an extension only to stage a lockout? That would be pretty hilarious. And by hilarious, I mean
And the players didn't respond until weeks later. The league saw this as a deliberate delay. But hold on, because the players fired back, saying earlier in the season, they submitted a proposal and the WNBA took forever to respond.
Set to expire Friday. The Players Association has not accepted the deal and are not planning to accept an extension given where things stand. Though that could change, talks will continue. Player pay structure remains the #1 sticking point. The players are so stalwart in their commitment to having a transformational CBA, and it's our job to get it done, WNBPA legal counsel Aaron Drake told The Athletic in a podcast released earlier today. Drake said that it has been difficult to find the same.
So now we've got this childish game of you made me wait 15 days, so I'll make you wait 17 days. This is professional sports negotiations turning into kindergarten-level pettiness. Let's talk about what's really at stake here, because this goes way deeper than hurt feelings.
Has come and that time has gone. What, they're going to agree to an extension only to stage a lockout? That would be pretty hilarious. And by hilarious, I mean laugh at hilarious, not laugh with hilarious. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert acknowledged during the WNBA Finals that while she was hopeful both sides would meet the October 31st deadline, quote, "We have extended deadlines in the past." A source said the players might be willing to consider an extension under the right circumstances, but they feel those circumstances do not yet exist. WNBPA senior advisor and legal counsel Aaron Drake said recently on the Athletic's No Offseason podcast that
The biggest fight is about revenue sharing. The WNBA is pushing this uncapped revenue sharing model that they say is tied to league performance.
Out the WNBPA for lying to the public, trying to sway public perception and opinion to rally the troops behind them, i.e., which is why you see Napheesa Collier name dropping Caitlin Clark at every turn and every second she can, all while refusing to sit down and have a meeting with Kathy Engelbert and do negotiations. Like, she literally skipped out on a meeting to go sit down with Kamala Harris and continue to bash the lady in the media, which I'm not a Kathy Engelbert fan. I think she's a bonehead. I think she needs to be fired. I believe all of that. But them refuse.
Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. The players are calling it out for what it is, a system that isn't actually connected to the real business and totally undervalues them. The players want a true 50-50 split of all revenue, not some vague system where their pay depends on mysterious performance metrics that the league controls. They're demanding transparency and a real partnership. The union even used this perfect phrase, "The league is putting lipstick on a pig." They're saying the WNBA's proposals are just recycled versions of the same old deal that keeps players at a disadvantage.
The league, let's just to be frank to get this done. It does take two to tango. You guys are demanding and you're not willing to negotiate with your dance partner. You're not willing to dance with your dance partner. That's what's going on here. You want to dance salsa. They don't want to dance salsa. But they'll meet you on the dance floor and they'll dance something else with you. But no, we just want to dance just salsa. That's the only thing I want to dance to. No ballroom, no bachata, none of that. I only want to dance salsa. Okay. The WNBA countered that assertion in a statement provided to ESPN, saying that the league's...
This isn't about asking for a raise. This is about demanding fundamental economic justice. The players feel like they're driving all this value, bringing in fans, creating buzz, and the league's financial model is intentionally designed to keep them underpaid. When you've got that kind of philosophical divide, a 30-day extension isn't going to fix anything. You need a complete overhaul. But here's where the story gets really interesting.
Leverage. And they feel like, hey, look, if y'all not gonna act right, Project B is offering 4 times, 10 times the amount of money. Unrivaled is here. We got equity over there. If that league shut down, Unrivaled just go to 5-on-5. We all getting paid more. There's no exclusivity, so we still could go overseas and get our bread. We still could go do this and do that. We still could do Athletes Unlimited. We can do everything. That's how they looking at this. Let's take a look at the ESPN article on this whole situation. The WNBA has offered players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations, sources told ESPN.
The players aren't desperate anymore, and that changes everything. New leagues like Unrivaled and Project B are completely flipping the script. These leagues are reportedly offering 4 to 10 times more money than WNBA salaries. Plus, they're throwing in equity stakes. Let that sink in. Players can make way more money and actually own part of the business. This gives players legitimate options. They're not backed into a corner anymore. And here's the kicker. These new leagues don't have exclusivity clauses, so players can go make bank at Unrivaled, play overseas, compete in Athletes Unlimited, and still come back to the WNBA if they get a fair deal. The old model where you had to choose between playing domestically or making real money internationally, that's over. The WNBA wants to maintain exclusivity clauses. Kathy Engelbert sees it as essential for the league's brand. But players are looking at this thinking, why would we limit ourselves when we can do everything and make more money?
First, and the players didn't respond to it, only responded to it on Monday. Now, if you remember earlier in the season, we were told that the Players Association submitted a proposal and then the WNBA took a while to respond to it. So we're going to be getting into this immature games. Okay, you act like a child with me, therefore I'm going to stoop even lower and act more childish with you. You made me wait 15 days, okay, I'm going to make you wait 17 days. You made me wait 20 days, I'm going to make you wait 28 days. Quote, we urge the Players Association to spend less time disseminating public information and more time joining us in a constructive engagement across the table.
This fundamental disagreement on freedom and exclusivity is massive. It's not something you compromise on with a 30-day extension. And now we get to the elephant in the room.
To get a deal done, but it seems like they're at complete odds at this point, and that won't happen this time. If an extension is not reached, it could open the door for a potential work stoppage, either a strike initiated by the players. Now, if nothing happens, it is a strike. For all the abuse, oh no, it'd be a lockout, not a strike. No, the league is offering an extension because they're trying to get a deal done. If the players say no, that means they don't want to deal with it and they're going on strike until you give them what they want. So, if the players don't sign an extension, the strike is on.
Multiple sources are saying that players don't want to sign anything until Kathy Engelbert is gone. This isn't just about contract details anymore. This is personal. The players have lost complete faith in the current leadership. They see Engelbert as the obstacle blocking their progress. They want a new commissioner who will actually say yes to fair pay and let them play in other leagues without all these restrictive rules. This personal distrust means that no matter how good a proposal might look on paper, it's politically dead in the water as long as Engelbert is running things. Think about what that means. The players are essentially using their leverage and the threat of a work stoppage to force out the commissioner. That's bold. That's a power play we rarely see in professional sports. They're not just negotiating a contract. They're demanding a complete change in leadership and vision for the league. So what's the players' strategy here? They're leveraging every advantage they have. Nneka Ogwumike keeps bringing up Caitlin Clark in media interviews while refusing to meet with Engelbert for negotiations. That's not random. That's calculated. She's reminding everyone that the league's massive growth is happening because of the players, especially superstars like Clark. The message is clear. This new era of popularity demands a new financial reality. The players believe they have all the leverage right now. If there's a lockout, they lose access to facilities and training. That's real. But they also know the league loses way more. With all their outside options and the public watching, they're betting that holding firm will force the league to give them what they want. One analyst put it perfectly. If the players reject this extension, they're basically saying they're ready to strike until they get real change. That's not a threat. That's their actual plan. They're confident enough in their position to risk a work stoppage because they believe the short-term pain brings long-term transformation. So where does this leave us? Kathy Engelbert's 30-day extension was dead before it landed. She completely underestimated how united these players are and how much power they now have. This isn't 2019 anymore, when a simple extension led to a quick deal. The landscape has totally changed. The players aren't looking for tweaks to the old system. They're demanding a revolution. Fair revenue sharing, no exclusivity clauses, better facilities, full benefits, and new leadership. Until those demands are met, no extension, no temporary fix. Nothing short of transformation is going to work. This is history happening right now. The WNBA is at a crossroads, and the players are forcing the league to choose: evolve or face a complete shutdown. What do you think? Are the players right to hold firm? Should Engelbert step down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more sports coverage. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.